TV, tayo'y isa, simbolo ng pag-asa, pagkakaunawaan. Sa bawat hakbang, sabay ang sigla, arkitektong naglilingkod para sa bansa. Nagpapaalala, ikaw ay mahalaga, hindi ka nag-iisa sa hawa ng buhay. Tayo'y magkakasama, sa ngiti, tagumpay. Sa harap ng ilaw, may kakaibang sigla.
Good day everyone and welcome to UAP Connect, where we bring you closer to the heart of UAP. Here we go behind the plans and the passions to meet our UAP champions. Ako po si Van Pineda from UAP CCC, and UAP Connect is all about keeping you in the loop with what's happening in UAP. From committed-driven programs to events and live updates, we'll be sharing you stories, highlights, and opportunities so that every member can get involved and stay connected. Because we believe that when members are engaged and connected, they are empowered to make the most of their UAP membership. So for this episode, we'll get to know more about the stories behind the success of the recently concluded AIA Hong Kong and UAP Annual Exchange entitled Archipelago and Metropolis. So that's actually the event that transpired last week, September 25. Yeah, it's an inspiring design dialogue between Hong Kong and Philippine architects where ideas meet, cultures converge, and shared visions shape not only the built environment, but also the future of cross-cultural collaborations in architecture. We're excited to share the impact of this program right here on UAP Connect. UAP and Hong Kong Annual Exchange, from dialogue to impact. So stay tuned, and once again, a warm welcome to everyone.
Hello, I'm Architect J.P. Espino from UAP Manila University Belt. Now here as a UAP CCC correspondent for our AIA and AIA Hong Kong and UAP Hong Kong, as well as UAP PDC collaboration. And we have here, of course, our National President. Good afternoon, NP.
Hi, JP. Good afternoon.
Okay, NP. So we are very honored to have this event for today, and this is something that actually first we've invited a lot of other international speakers, but this is the first time that we have this magnitude of an event that international community, international delegates are the one who came here to visit us and be with us. Can you give us a little bit of a message for that?
Yeah, JP, that is correct. Actually, this was incepted last year when, as Vice President for Area A, I visited Hong Kong chapter last year, and they have thought of an international collaboration. And I said to Manuel, who was the chapter president that time, that it was perfectly dovetailing to my project Link, which is localized integration of new knowledge. No? So that means we are trying to create programs for our foreign-based chapters to ensure that their CPD programs are aligned with what they need in their kind of work in that particular country.
And this project is very aligned with your vision of visionary initiatives as well as member empowerment. And as we welcome our guests to the Philippines, they went through a tour in UP and also nag-jeep pa sila. Yeah. So it's a very good experience. It's something that they will bring as they go back to their home. What I'd like to ask from you is that as we see that UAP foreign-based chapters are doing this initiative, and of course UAP National as well, our commissions are supporting this, would you like to invite other foreign chapters of UAP to also do the same?
Yeah, that is correct. Their very short visit here in the Philippines, we have allowed them to get really a taste of at least a slice of what we have here in Metro Manila. That's why we allow them to experience the University of the Philippines, because it's an open campus. There are a lot of open spaces, and we allow them to experience the jeepney culture. And this interaction between AIA Hong Kong, UAP Hong Kong chapter, and UAP National is a good model actually for our other foreign-based chapters to do the same, to create programs that may suit the needs that you have in your workplace, in the country where you are working, and explore collaborations also with our counterpart institutes in that country. For example, in Malaysia, we have PAM. In India, we have the Indian Institute of Architects, and the rest of the institutes where our foreign-based architects are located. So yeah, and at this point, I wish to congratulate UAP Hong Kong chapter for this very great initiative. This is something historic because this is the first time we are doing this kind of collaboration with AIA, and an activity like this of this magnitude is something new for all of us, particularly here in Manila where UAP headquarters is based. And I also like to thank all the members of UAP who has always been volunteering to help and collaborate so that we could be able to proceed with this kind of project successfully. And of course, special thanks to CCC, our Commission on Communication and Creatives, and particularly the special events team headed by, of course, architect Ana Gonzalez and the rest, including JP, including Pacoy, and the rest of the team who's been working hard so that we could be able to give the sidelight of this today's big event. So thank you so much. This means we are empowering our members and we are moving for progress.
Yes, thank you so much, NP. And kitang-kita natin, the vision of Movers of Progress is really happening. We are not just embracing global practice, we are also embracing foreign delegates as well as our foreign chapters. And the same vision of inclusivity, engagement is happening. Thank you so
Yes.
much, NP.
Congratulations to everyone.
Hello once again, Architect Pacoy Anyag for CCC, and I'm here with Architect Joanne Tabinas of the PDC, and andito naman tayo para isang ambush interview para sa today's event. Ma'am, ano ba ang can you tell us briefly, anong thoughts nyo on this program, on this collaboration between UAP and AIA Hong Kong?
Okay, actually, good morning, everyone. Powered by PDC event. This one is just a month, a month of preparation, no? Biglaan, pero hindi siya ganun kasi it is na-seed na natin to last year pa, and then biglang, okay, nag-go, but of course, wala naman tayong inuurungan. And the gist of this program is this is just the beginning of our partnership with the AIA Hong Kong, and marami pa po, yearly other organizations as well, professional organizations of different countries will be part of this event, because this is an exchange of knowledge, not only in design, but we are looking at how are we going to move forward and to expand more, that the architects will be part of the solution. Dahil nararamdaman natin climate change is here and we really cannot get away from it, and we want that architect is not only in front of the aesthetic aspect of our development, but creating solutions for the humanity. So ito po yung ating gist and goal for this.
I see. Thank you, ma'am. For those who are maybe not fully knowledgeable, ang AIA, we've had collaborations with AIA as a general organization in the past, but why AIA Hong Kong specifically for now?
Okay, because we are very blessed as well to our UAP Hong Kong, no? Sila ang nag-spearhead nito, and hindi naman lang nila kinoncealed sa kanila lang, but they shared it to the national because they want to serve the members as well in general. Kaya po sila muna spearheaded by the UAP Hong Kong, ang AIA Hong Kong. But yes, tama ka, no, Architect Pacoy, na ang collaboration natin with the AIA is not only their chapter, but as we remember during the ARC Asia when we came dun sa Boracay, no, nandoon ang the national president of AIA, which is Architect Rice, Emily Rice. So ganun, maganda yung partnership natin with them talaga. Friendship ang binubuo natin.
Yun, actually, for our viewers out there, now we see yung chapter natin, yung different chapters that we have, especially this one, which is abroad, sila nag-spearhead. So parang yung chapter nyo, actually malaking power in creating change and creating connections with regards to the UAP, and who knows, baka pati sa country natin, hindi ba? So anyway, ma'am, thank you for taking time to for this ambush interview. Again, we'll be interviewing other people throughout the day, and that's it for now. Thank you.
Hi, good morning. This is JP Espino from UAP Manila University Belt, and I'm here to do some interviews for AIA Hong Kong and UAP collaboration. With me is Architect Manuel Toribio. He's immediate past chapter president of UAP Hong Kong. I'm glad to see you here, and thank you so much for starting this initiative, of course, along with UAP PDC. Kumusta po? How was the experience of creating such? I know this is not an easy feat. So how did you start to think about this, and what was the experience, sir?
Actually, nung una, it's just, hindi pa malinaw. That was a year and a half. Actually, prepare siya about a month or 2 months. Prepare siya yung actual preparation. Pero yung planning namin started one and a half, something like that. So ang idea lang namin is when I met AIA Hong Kong chapter, ang idea lang namin is mag-create ng program. Paano kami mag-create ng program together, collaboration. So we're thinking about a new thing, new concept. And usually what we have is may speaker, and then yung speaker iimbitahin natin sa bansa natin. But what we say, like, how about we're gonna create even the delegates ng chapter nyo or ng organization nyo pumunta naman sa Pilipinas. So that's how we created. So we have approximately in total 25 AIA delegates plus kami AIA HK chapter, so 7. So we created this. We have the coordination with them, and then little did we know, of course, hindi madali to. So we asked PDC, we asked national, we make a phone calls, and they are so very excited. This I'm very, 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 very thankful. Kasi alam mo, hindi to mangyayari kung wala yung PDC, kung wala yung national, na especially CCC as well. Alam mo yun, it all comes together. Kaya natutuwa kami. It's not easy for a foreign-based chapter na gumawa ng ganitong klaseng event, especially nandun kami at kailangan namin makipag-coordinate. That's why nung naka-receive kami ng tulong, and we're very happy, and this is it. It's all happening, and I think this is the first time na mangyayari na meron tayong delegates among other organizations to sit with us and listen and have a meaningful conversation what is the global practice really is. Yeah. So yun
So it's very nice to know na you also level it up. Parang as you mentioned, usually we just invite 1 or 2 speakers to come here with us, probably be one of the speakers for NatCon, etc. But this time, you brought along the whole delegates, kumbaga yung buong contingency, parang military of AIA.
Yes.
So it's a good experience, and it's also a good opportunity for UAP to be able to connect and really build relationships with all of that. So I know that your experiences in outside of the Philippines is a lot different from what we have here in the Philippines. So could you give us sort of parang overview of what are the typical gatherings, probably programs that UAP Hong Kong would like to support, or probably advocacy na typical na ginagawa niyo with your GMMs?
Oh yeah, actually it's not totally different, but it's just that it's tailored to Hong Kong scene. Just for example, of course, if we're gonna do talks about architecture. Of course, we were gonna make sure that whatever my members, whatever our members are doing or that they need. So in terms of Hong Kong settings. So if we were gonna say we were gonna do a design talks, so we make it sure na meron na feature yung kung ano yung ginagawa nila. Ano. In terms naman sa because we are foreign based, definitely, we kind of doesn't have a lot of available time because when you're going to abroad, that's what just want to share with other architects in the Philippines. We're there to
It's all work.
work, to make money, right? I mean, that's how we do. We support our family, and then their available time more likely Saturday or Sunday, and that should be a family time, right? So we make it sure na hindi namin maiistorbo yung way nila, but at the same time, we try to make sure that the community of Filipino architects in Hong Kong, we say that now we have a home in a UAP Hong Kong chapter for Filipino architects. But in it's not totally different. It's just how we try to fit it in a Hong Kong environment. Yeah, in terms of gatherings, we usually have invites from AIA, from other organization there, or we invite them to come with us or have an event with us. Just a simple gathering, let's say a happy hour that we talk about new trends, new technology, because that's what basically this one, it's all started. This event is because we try to have a kind of event like that, to have like a network, and then little did we know we have a very kind of big event, and it's the first time that's gonna happen in the Philippines. So I can say it will be same, yeah, just a little bit tailored to Hong Kong settings. Yeah.
Yeah, I would imagine because parehas din naman. We really just want to be intact. We want to keep the relationships with our members. At least you get in touch of what's happening in the profession and all that, and not just with what's happening and all of the news or whatever, but it's really to have that camaraderie. It would be the same with every chapter. You're right about that. Siguro, my last question would be, let's do it a little bit more light naman aside. Okay. As an immediate past chapter president, could you give us, maybe share one experience that you'd like to tell us? Kwentuhan mo kami ng konti. How is it different, or what's memorable about it?
During my term, okay. My term is quite unique. I think I'm just the second chapter president after it was revived. So it's
Ginigising nyo pa.
So ginising namin siya.
Medyo natutulog na chapter.
So ang is I think it's 2 years. 2 years ago, with then the chapter president and Richard, I don't know how you call it now, because we're sleeping for almost 20 years or about more than 20 years, and then we kind of reactivated. Yeah, and then after that, we are reactivated. Basically, we're new, we're baby, we're old but baby. So it's very quite interesting. So. The enjoyment that I have, or the task that I have after we revive it, is to introduce UAP Hong Kong to Hong Kong organization, our counterparts. So that's not an easy feat, but at the same time, it's, what can I say, kailangan naming mag-start from the bottom, from the start, like from the bottom, right? Yeah, as if it is new. So we're it's fun kasi na tataka sila or nagugulat sila. Meron pala kayong chapter dito. So, yeah.
Hindi siya masyadong naririnig.
Sana ngayon marinig na. So even other organization wala silang idea. And then I would say we've been here for like almost 30 years. Something like that. And then, oh really? We've been here. The Hong Kong chapter UAP has been established for that long. I mean 1995 kami na charter, so you imagine that. But then para kaming bata to navigate the things. Pero masaya kasi you find friends and you also find family with my chapters, di ba? Yung mga officers and yung mga members, you find family. Sometimes magkikita kami, not UAP. It's just because we have a gatherings. It's it's a Filipino community.
Bonding lang
An
talaga.
architect Filipino community now, and not only a Filipino community. So that's kind of unique. Yeah.
It's very interesting. Alam ko, I said that was my last question, pero may follow-up. What was the spark? I mean, how did it happen? Because it's interesting that, sabi mo nga, matagal na ang UAP Hong Kong, but it's just that medyo natulog. The UAP Hong Kong wasn't active for so long. What really created the spark to reignite it and start over and make people understand that we're still here, we're still alive, and we're still going to make ourselves be felt that we're still part of UAP, we're still doing things, and we would like to reestablish in a way our chapter.
I think I can say matagal na naming gustong hindi lang nagkakatugma. We cannot find the right numbers, and I might say these 20 people, 20 architects in Hong Kong who started it. It's not only me. It's not only one person. It's those 20 who signed that we want to reactivate it. That's the key. And then after that, it's the national who kind of embrace it, like, oh, this Hong Kong chapter, we're gonna be active again, and they help us all throughout with all that time. Whoever, I don't wanna put the name one by one. Whoever signed this 20 architects, they are the key. I think they are the key. Yun ang kailangan naming pasalamatan, or kailangan natin pasalamatan why UAP Hong Kong is active. Without that 20, 18 ka lang, 19, 17 ka lang, you're not gonna be active, right? So those 20 na nagkumahog na i-gather, I thank them as well, di ba? Kasi yun yung pinakakinang bakit kami nag-spark again.
I relate so much to you because we also just chartered a new chapter. It was only last year that our chapter was chartered, UAP Manila University. But yes, it's hard to start up. But yes, I do agree that it is the first few people, the 20 plus people who stand with you to put it up again, to have this advocacy of creating a chapter, or at least for us it's creating, but for you it's reigniting and reactivation, and it's something to celebrate, and we are very happy. And we would like to congratulate you in behalf of the whole UAP. Now you're staging big events such as this one. Congratulations from natutulog to na-reignite. Now you're really making an impact, not just in UAP Hong Kong, but in the whole UAP and the whole profession itself. Congratulations, and thank you so much.
I want to add one more. This is not one-time event.
Wow.
This is an annual that we are. If you're gonna see, we're saying that it's a dialogue between UAP Hong Kong, UAP and AIA Hong Kong, but it's gonna be an annual exchange. So it's not the first time, it's not the last time. So we hope that you can still support us. Magdadala kami ng mga global practice dito. We try to make it big, and we try to make it annually. So I hope na it will be continue yearly that we have this event. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Yan. We already heard this is the commitment of UAP Hong Kong. It's not just a simple partnership, one-time partnership. It will continuously evolve and to grow. And I would also like to add that whoever on our other chapters abroad who feels that parang nakakalimutan kayo ng UAP National or ng UAP in itself as the profession, please keep in touch. We are still here, and as you can see, UAP will still be supporting not just the UAP chapters here in the Philippines, but everyone in abroad, because we are all in this together. Wow, parang kanta lang. Thank you so much, Architect Manuel, and see you later.
Yes, thank you.
Welcome back to our program. This is UAP Connect. Ako po si Van Pineda, and the videos that you've just seen are the interviews of UAP CCC to our guests and officers that were present during the AIA Hong Kong and UAP Annual Exchange event. And that's what we're talking about last week. All right, so just a brief background to everyone. So again, UAP collaborated with AIA Hong Kong to deliver like a 3-day event, a collaboration event ito. So a lot of things have happened. Let me give you a rundown. So it happened Friday, actually Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So there were seminars, discussions. There is also memorandum of understanding signing, and then there were also tours that happened. And so for this episode, we are happy to have a mini reunion of the organizing committee, the men and women behind the success of that event. So let me introduce our guests for tonight. All right, so for this episode, we have, of course, from PDC, we have the Executive Director of Professional Development Commission, Architect Joan De Leon Tabinas. Hi, Ma'am Joan. Hello. So we also have with
Hi,
us
good
the
evening, Ben. Good
chairperson.
evening, everyone.
Hello. All right, so we also have with us the chairperson for the Committee on Professional Development from CPD. Oh, rather, the chairperson for the Committee on Scholarship and Trainings, Architect Sheena Salazar Samosa. Hi, Miss Sheena. Nice to see you again.
Hello, good
Hello, and
evening.
of course, and our colleagues from UAP Hong Kong, we have the chapter president of UAP Hong Kong, Architect Rufino Cantos Jr. Hello, JR. And of course,
Hello.
the immediate past chapter president of UAP Hong Kong, Architect Manuel Toribio Jr. And of course, we
Hello.
are also very lucky to have with us for this episode of UAP Connect, the president of AIA Hong Kong, Architect Eric Ho. Hi, everyone. Hello, Eric.
Um,
So this is a mini reunion after 1 week. So this is UAP Connect slash debriefing of the event last week.
Yeah.
Amazing.
All right, but okay, so let's go straight to talking about what happened. So 3 days, 3 days of events. So we've had the first day we've had a dinner with UAP and our AIA Hong Kong colleagues and UAP Hong Kong colleagues as well. And then day two, all right, please fill in now because I was present during the seminar, but I was not present the whole time. I was very lucky, by the way, guys, to be I was the host of the seminar, but any other activities, medyo na absent na po ako. So, all right, help me guys. So day one, we had dinner, right? UAP Hong Kong, UAP PDC, everyone from our national office, and then AIA Hong Kong. Day two, kwentuhan nyo naman ako. You had a tour in UP. Our friends from AIA Hong Kong had the experience of riding the jeepney. How was the experience? How was the experience, Eric? How was the experience riding the jeepney?
It's great. I mean, I had it as a kid, so it has been a really long time since I got on a jitney, and it was great to tour the campus, which is beautiful. And I got to go into a few of the different jitneys, so I had almost like three experiences in one.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure si JR and si Manuel also missed riding the jeepney. Tama
No,
ba?
I was there. I was there.
I
with
mean,
Harry.
I'm not there because I'm in the headquarters that time preparing for the second part of that event. But the JR and
yeah.
Eric, yeah, they are there. Experienced the whole
And
jeepney
also,
ride. Oh
When
yeah,
was the last time you rode the jeepney, JR?
me, oh my God. I think it was 8 years ago. I posted in my Instagram. I said, it's been a year, like 8 years since I
yeah.
rode the jeepney.
Me too. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
same. Yeah, probably like that.
We were actually
I
very lucky.
For my
We were actually very lucky because the earlier that day, there was a lot of rain, but it
mm-hmm.
stopped. It made the weather cooler because we were concerned about our guests and riding the jeepney, but we started at the UP Oblation, and then we walked towards the where the jeepneys were parked. We actually rode UP Ecot jeeps. These are the
Yes, UP
jeeps
Ecot
plying the campus. So
campus.
we went to the two churches by Architect
Mm-hmm.
Luxin and Architect
Mm-hmm.
Concho, and then
Mm-hmm.
we went to the College of Engineering, Melchor Hall,
Mm-hmm.
and then we
Mm-hmm.
ended up at the College of Architecture. So I think it was very eye-opening for our guests because some of
Yes.
them commented that campus is large. It's actually the UP Diliman is really very big. It's huge.
It
There's
is.
a
It is.
residential area, and then there are the buildings. And some of the AIA Hong Kong delegates even went inside the College of Archi building, and because they
Mm-hmm.
saw the drafting tables, and they were excited to see the tables, because everyone just uses computers
Yeah.
nowadays, and there were a lot of picture taking of them trying to look like they were working on the drafting table. So I hope everybody had fun. It was a tiring start already of day 2, but we were able to deliver them safe and dry at the
And dry.
HQ for the MOU signing.
Ma'am Joanne, how was riding the jeepney in heels?
Actually, every now and then when we visit Philippines, I always try to make it a point that my kids can able to experience riding on the jeepney. So it's
Mm-hmm.
every year for us. They are experiencing riding in the jeepney and tricycle as well.
Yeah, you know
Pero
what?
yun nga lang,
Um,
it's a bit
mhm.
scary for us. Hindi sanay. We're not
Well,
used to it anymore.
it might be scary, but it's very safe. Yeah, you know what, Eric? When you go back here in the Philippines, we have to make you try riding the tricycle. That's
Mm,
another
Yeah,
mode of
yeah, agree.
transportation in the Philippines. Di ba?
can't
Yeah,
wait.
yeah, that's another one. Yeah, but I think if like more than kind of like 20, so you need to have a lot of tricycle lining up.
Yeah.
That's just maybe the logistic part a little bit hard.
We would have a motorcade of
Challenge.
tricycles.
That's true.
Can't
Yeah.
wait.
Well,
And then
anyway,
of course,
as said, this is just the beginning of the partnership. So there will be part two, and then let's propose that one.
Sure.
yeah.
Yeah, be ready for that.
Definitely. Definitely. And then of course after the UP tour, after the UP jeepney tour in UAP headquarters naman, we've had the MOU signing, which we will be talking about later. And then there's also like the I would say the highlight of the event, the two discussions that we have for Friday afternoon. And then day 3 on Saturday, you've had a tournament for the SOM and Loxine buildings, right, in Makati. And so we will be talking more about that also later. But yeah, of course, well, I want to speak with Eric first. I
Sure.
believe this is your first time, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this is your first time collaborating with UAP and UAP Hong Kong. So, like, how was the experience?
Wow, it was really still a bit of a hungover from this first event. I first met JR and Manuel last year and already felt a lot of
Mm-hmm.
their passion. We didn't plan any events yet. But when I told them about, hey, we are thinking about, going to Manila, they really reacted very fast and very passionately.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then very quickly, looped in architect Joan, to really say, hey, we're gonna have a hospitality team. We're gonna have like all these things. We're gonna do all these things with you guys together. And I think we already felt the passion, with the UAP team,
Mm-hmm.
both the Hong Kong team and the national team, on the ideas, and we jam on a lot of thoughts of, the sessions, what kind of tours we'll have. So I think it was a really beautiful partnership, and I think I really felt the
Yeah.
passion of the Philippine people through this partnership, and we really knocked out of the park, from a lot of other partnerships that we have. So really, really enjoyed the whole experience, and really looking forward to more.
Well, if there's one of the things that we're proud of as Filipinos, it's our hospitality and being game with any partnership from any international organizations, right?
Amazing.
But yeah, okay. So like you've mentioned, you've approached UAP Hong Kong for the event. I because I wanted to ask when this was briefed to me by Ma'am Joanne. I knew that a UAP and an AIA Hong Kong event was happening. I wanted to know like what was the vision for the event, if I may ask you, Eric and JR. Um, what was the vision?
Hmm. Well, Well, I can start. I think the idea was to really have Hong Kong architects that have worked
Mm-hmm.
in Philippines to really
Mm-hmm.
share their point of view. But I also through some initial conversations with them, obviously, for example, with architect Winston, he has worked very closely with some of the Philippines counterparts. I felt there's something really beautiful about some of those stories, which I guess we can share more later. But I think those are kind of the impetus of thinking about Hong Kong and Philippines already have a lot of partnership, and how do we celebrate those? And that's kind of when I brought that idea to together, and chat with JR and Manuel and that thought. I want to
JR?
hear JR and Manuel's stuff.
Go
What
on, Jay.
you thought about that?
You can
Yeah.
JR, no,
share
no.
your.
No, during that time, we are so excited to meet all the other organizations in Hong Kong. And during that time, it was the first time that we encountered Eric through my colleague Nicole, and we got introduced. And right away, he mentioned about this tour, and we were like, okay, let's do that. I mean, this is the time. This is the best time to collaborate between the all the architecture organizations in Hong Kong. So it happened that they already established some ideas, and
Mm-hmm.
then Eric told us about it, and then we were like, okay, let's do it. Yeah, it's very spontaneous and it's
Mm-hmm.
very easy.
Yeah.
It was. I mean, it's not that it's an easy job. It of course, but um, if there's anything I can say about what happened or about the event, it was such a smooth process. It was very smooth working with everyone from the organizing committee up to the programs of PDC, UAP, Hong Kong, AIA. I must admit, I am very sorry, but I came to the event, I would say, not 100% prepared, but I knew about the topic. I knew about what's going to happen. But when I was there, it's like, oh, okay. So it's so easy to work with everyone. Like I did. There was not even a time that I find it hard to like do the program and stuff. Ma'am John, I'd like to hear your thoughts about the vision of the event.
Well, actually, firstly, the vision of the event in terms of our national. First thing is we want to empower all the chapters to do what the UAP Hong Kong did. It's beyond the it's beyond the plan of every chapter. Actually, it's a risk for every chapter to do that, to share this international thing to the whole organization. So that is why the vision of the national is to support every chapter who wants to do this. And secondly, of course, we want to open this dialogue, and this will be the prototype of the other organizations as well who wants to partner with us, because we believe that this is not a one size fits all solution for our
Mm-hmm.
profession. So we want to hear from different organizations. So we are next thing we don't know if we can able to invite others as well, like Kira, HKIA, the PAM, SIA, and many more who will be in partnership with us so that we can learn across the board. And of course, together with the AIA HK. So they will be sitting there side by side with us still. So it will gonna be UAP plus one, plus two, plus three, plus four, and others. So it's a voice of our profession.
That's true. Actually, that event like took me back when the UAP hosted ACA 2023. Oh, I forgot which number, but we hosted the ACA convention back in Boracay 2 years ago. It's actually happening again this year, but it's happening in Incheon, Korea. So Kira, am I right? Is that Korea? But Korea is
Yeah,
is
yeah, the
hosting
Art
the ACA, but
Asia.
we hosted it back 2 years ago. Arc Asia, yes. So it's like a mini Arc Asia event again because we are hosting delegates from other countries in collaboration with the UAP, right? Um, okay, I mentioned earlier about the memorandum of understanding. Am I right? Memorandum of understanding that signed between the UAP and Hong Kong. Who can can anyone tell us what's the content of the understanding and why what was the content basically and what can this do to AIA and to UAP?
I can share a little
I think
bit. Like,
let's give the floor to Eric to discuss that. Yeah.
sure.
Yeah,
Um,
sure.
It's a 2-year partnership
Mm-hmm.
with UAP, and it's actually quite open-ended. It's really about collaboration. It's more about, qualitatively, that we would commit to collaborating throughout these 2 years. The exact format is kind of up to us to define together, and I think it starts with this event that we have as sort of the first kickoff. So I think that's
Mm-hmm.
basically a commitment to sort of work together to create exchanges together, whether in Hong Kong or in Philippines. I think that's
Mm-hmm.
something that we can further work on. I think we were also, with Manuel and, JR talking about maybe other places too, so I think that's something that we could really continue to pursue and, like Architect Joan was saying, working with other organizations, maybe
Mm-hmm.
even other UAP chapters, down the road. So that's very open ended. At least from us, I think at AIA Hong Kong, we're always very curious about other places, curious about other kinds of partnership, and I think that MOU kind of paved the path for those explorations down the road.
All right. So we'll be seeing more a lot of you, Eric. Right?
Hopefully,
All right. From our colleagues from UAP Hong Kong, any additional to that?
I
Manuel,
think, sorry,
go
Manuel,
ahead,
you can,
JR.
No, it's
you can
okay.
add up.
Yeah,
It's okay. It's okay.
it's like, yeah. Well, yeah, I think yeah, that's what Eric said. It's because us from Hong Kong. Actually, the idea that as an MOU is actually coming from our national president Joey.
Mm-hmm.
When during that meeting, we're saying that, oh, this should not be just a one-time event only. Why not we will try to have this MOU so that we were gonna
Mm-hmm.
have a kind of looking forward to next year or to next event. Not only as what Eric mentioned, not only in the Philippines or in Hong Kong. Maybe we will explore other other country. That's what I'm saying. That I'm part of the APC FBA committee. So we're kind of trying to look at what are the things that we can collaborate with UAP as a whole and AIA Hong Kong. Yeah. So that's what we kind of like the idea of MOU.
Oh, okay. I see. Well,
Yeah.
that's really great.
Mm. I think I will add up. It's
Mm-hmm.
the MOU is for like the longevity of
Mm-hmm.
the partnership. It's not like Manuel mentioned. It's not like one big shot idea. It's for longevity, for a stronger partnership.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a regular exchange of ideas, resources, expertise, and for ultimately benefiting both organizations. That's basically what's inside the MOU.
Well, that's great because, when we're collaborating and networking with or other organizations from different countries, that only the effect of that is we get to know more the knowledge we receive more information about architecture, about their technologies, about their advancement, and um, basically their development in terms of architecture. Now, I want to talk to Miss Sheena. Now, the theme for the dialogue was Archipelago and Metropolis, which I believe the dialogue was such a great discussion with like big architects from the Philippines and Hong Kong. What was the idea behind the theme of the dialogue?
I think it wanted to show the possibilities,
Mm-hmm.
the success of such a collaboration between, because if you listen to the talks, you will see foreign architects and Filipino architects working together to form a
Yes.
project. So it will give you an idea of the beauty or the success of a project that can be produced by such a collaboration. So I think
Yeah, we've
that's the spirit of the theme that was chosen for this year's event.
Well, we've had big names during the dialogue. We've had Architect Royal Pineda, we have Architect Winston Shu, and of course, Engineer Edgar Saavedra of Mega Wide. This three people were the brains behind UAP. I'm not UAP. Clark Airport. UAP Clark. I was about to say UAP Clark, but Clark Airport with the
Cebu.
design and construction, diba? And then with the second discussion, we've had Paul Tse, we have Kwan Holi, and we have architect Ronnie Yumang, our very own, talking about design and sustainability. And I was listening all throughout the dialogue, and it's such an enriching exchange of ideas. Um, I would say in Tagalog term, I was bitten with the talk, but the panel discussion was like such a great highlight because they were able to expand more on the talk that they've given to our audience. So that was really good. It was such an enriching dialogue to listen to. I'm sure you guys share the same thoughts about it, right?
Yeah, I think that's the main idea of Eric AIA regarding
Mm-hmm.
how the talk we're gonna kind of like go
Flow.
into is because it's not about the one guy gonna talk for a long time, but they want it to be like panel, like
Mm-hmm.
sharing this idea, and then have this conversation sitting together with all these things. So I think that's I credit that to Eric on how the whole things came up to, and yeah, it's really great.
Yeah, I
And
I
just to, yeah,
oh,
yes,
yeah.
Eric, go, go, go.
Oh, sorry. I was just gonna talk about Winston actually told me a lot of stories about his journey, of how Cebu, Matan Airport, the whole story that he shared on stage, and I think having Aga and Royale as well, with the collaboration, and the three guys on stage was really one of the most one of the highlights that I had, because the you can feel the passion between the three of them, and
True.
the collaboration of pushing this new technology on the ground in Philippines for the first time for this region. Wow, that was something. It's like these three guys are, or at least those two guys, for Cebu Airport, really pushing the boundaries, and they really gone through a lot of things, going to different contractors, in Europe, trying to convince them, this is a really interesting market to try something new. So that was something that I found. Wow, that really it's like three guys from a boy band, even though they're
Yeah,
not
that's
boys.
true.
It is, yeah.
But it was
Yeah.
like that spirit, of the boy bands, trying something together, and the chemistry between them. That was what it wasn't expected, but it really happened on stage. So that was really really cool for me to see.
Yeah, and
John, you
one
were
thing
going to
to
say?
add as well. Yeah, and one thing to add as well regarding the three guys, the three big guys there, we understand now fully how the foreign consultant and the local consultant
Mm-hmm.
and the contractor as well works together to make
Work
a
together.
magnificent project. So yeah, all together in one sitting, and that is one of the amazing thing that we can able to offer to our members, the understanding between the task of those three guys. Yeah, and then also in terms of the sustainability, while architect Yuma also opened the door of of the the new material that we can able to use. which is very much available around us. So that is also one thing that we really love to know more about. And many more speakers also shared a lot of how they strategize the design, how they do sustainabilities, the resources that they are having around us, how they, sorry, because there's feedback. Okay, how they leverage the resources around us and use it as part of the strength of their design. So those are the takeaways actually in our talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So
Well,
yeah, really, yeah, just to add more. Yeah, after the talks, like I thought after the two panel discussion, so there's a really good feedback from the audience online and face to face. So they say that the talk is really like very natural, and they kind of like learn a lot on how these for the first panels, like how these three people work together and they have like a more enriching kind of discussion. So I think that's a really great. Hope we can repeat that in the next event that we have.
yeah, I was gonna say that, especially with Royale, with Engineer Edgar, with Winston. It seemed like I wasn't listening to a panel discussion. It seemed like I was listening to three guys working on a It seemed like it's like the experience took me back, like watching them in their office when they were um
Working at the project.
working at the project, although they were answering questions from the audience, but it seemed like that. It seemed like you were just listening to three people talking to each other, and not like in a panel discussion setup. And same goes with the second discussion. So it was if we had a great feedback online, actually us on site also, it was very enriching to hear, right?
Actually, during that time, Vano, if only I can pull Eric and also Nicholas on stage, I will gonna do so because I really love to hear their comments and suggestions as well, or joining the fun with the three guys there. But then, unfortunately, we really don't have time to squeeze in.
That's true. That's true. Now, aside from the discussions, we've also had different names, big names, during our the 3 day event. So we've had the design principal from SOM. We've also had you've also visited Loxin Building during the tour on the day 3. I want to go back to Ma'am Sheena because I think she was part of the conceptualization of this other names for the event. What was the idea behind, because it seemed so, I would say, SOM is like it's different. There's such a variety in having these names with different kinds of design. What was the idea about that, Ma'am Sheena?
I think when we were brainstorming about the tours that we could offer, obviously for the day two tour, we thought about providing a place where the delegates can go around but be very close to the UAP headquarters. So that's why we chose the UP tour. For the day three tour, it was actually luck was on our side, but because the foreign architects from SOM and the other architects, they were in Manila for another project. And so it all just gelled together. So when we were working on the day three tour, there was even talk about these SOM architects, the architects from Loxin, the architects, they were all giving inputs as to what's the best time to go to Ayala. Should we go to Ayala first before BGC? So it's actually, even with the tours, it was a collaboration. I think the word, we will keep hearing the word collaboration, because
Collaboration, yeah.
from the start, from brainstorming during the event and even planning for the tours, it was really collaboration. When UAP Hong Kong went to, we had a Zoom meeting. They had a Zoom meeting with us, PDC. The word collaboration was in the air. We
Yeah.
felt that UAP Hong Kong had a great idea, AIA Hong Kong had a great idea,
Yeah.
and then
PDC had a great
PDC, we were
idea.
inspired. We were inspired
Yeah.
to collaborate.
Yeah.
Am I right, Edie
Actually,
John?
yes, yes. Actually, I would like to thank definitely Eric and the AIAHK together with the UAPHK for the biggest part of the conceptualization of the program. The PDC is there to support and how are we going to execute that vision. Actually, the mission is to push that program and execute it well. That's the mission of the PDC, to really support and help how are we going to do it properly, But the whole conceptualization of the program, I would like to thank, of course, the three gentlemen here in front of us. Thank you so much, and we really appreciate that. They are the Iron Man of this project. I don't want to take
That's true.
this, I don't know, credit all to UAPPDC. And then
Agree, agree,
for the
agree.
Luxin, actually that is the for the Luxin's office. Actually, that idea came from Eric. That what if there's just a what if in the meeting? What if we visit one office of the architects? It could be small, medium, whatever. Because we are thinking that it's Saturday and there's no office by then. And then I would like to thank as well this. I would like to thank my cousin as well to help me to contact Loxine as well, so that we can ask a favor if they could help us and they can open the gate of their office and voila, it's very successful and no second thought
That's
coming
true.
from the big guys and embracing us that yes, we will support or they will support the project.
That's true. That's true. And I also want to thank you for making me part of it, Ma'am Joanne.
I just want to
Ay,
add.
nako.
Yeah, go ahead.
You know that, yeah, yeah, Eric.
Sorry. I just want to say a lot of the planning was also quite natural when we sort of
Mhm.
think about it. Because obviously, when we think about it, this SOM came into play because we're quite close to the Hong Kong office. And we know they have had a lot of projects, in the
Yeah.
Philippines over the years, and so that was very natural for us. And SOM said yes, very quickly. And they were able to mobilize, teams from all over the place. Very serendipitous because they actually have ongoing projects, which is a beautiful thing because we're not talking about something in the past. We're talking about SOM is still building onto the work that at Ayala, and around Ayala. There's a 300-meter tower that is still going to go up. When we were at the tour, the principal from New York was talking about that. So that was quite beautiful. And when we asked about the local office and Luxon, to be very honest, I don't know too much about Lawson, before this trip, and I think this really was a very educational trip for me. And when Andy, was in the tour, and when Andy Lawson, talked about, the first building, at Ayala, the first tower with SOM, wow, that was so beautiful because they talk about how they together work together on defining the ground, on pushing the towers to the side and creating that beautiful public space that was privately owned but turned towards the public. That was something that I think we learned straight from the guys and the firms that are still active working together on these things, and that was something I think to learn from, how foreign architects and local architects work together in a local context. We don't see a lot of those kinds of really good examples because a lot of times the local architects, become the executive architects, of these foreign
Yeah.
architects. It's not really like this sort of equal partnership that we see, when we see Andy and talking together about that history and the legacy of two firms, building a Yala Triangle Gardens. I think that's really unique. And we've gone to different places, like uh, Thailand, Vietnam, and I think that this kind of unique partnership, and we were able to line up them together, in the same days, and together with the tours and the symposium. I think that was quite natural. And yes, Edie Jong, when we talk about it, he goes, yeah, I'll just message the Luxon guys, and then very immediately it came into play. So that was like very very beautiful.
And the collaboration was very evident. Was it now I realize na it wasn't just because I was there when I was there during the event, when I was working with Erin, I was working with Ariel, I was working with Miss Sheena, with Jim, with JR, and with everyone else. Everything was running smoothly.
Yeah.
Honestly, to be honest with you, like everything was running smoothly, and now it's very evident that the collaboration wasn't just with us, wasn't just with the organizing committee, but together with the guest, with the speaker, and together with it seemed it's a smooth collaboration also with the Luxing group and with the SOM group. So kudos to everyone.
I want to add up to the
Not to
tour that
mention, Van,
it
that we did it for a month
a
preparation
month,
only, right?
Yes,
a
Yes.
month.
yes.
Yes.
It's just a month preparation. So yeah, we really cannot do it alone. Actually, of course, we would like to thank the CCC supporting us, and of course the rest of the UAP who trusted each other. Actually, that we can do it. We just close our eyes and pray that yeah, everything is possible when we help together.
That's true. That's true. Yes, you were saying, Jr.
Yeah, I want to add up about the program. Uh, During the day two, we saw from conceptualization, from doing it, from the collaboration. We we ended up in the tour. It's like the echo of of the second day. We have SOM and we have Luxin as the local collaborator with this project. We saw the whole picture. We saw the whole full circle of the design. I mean, the
Mm-hmm.
story was was complete. So
That's true.
it was like the echo of the second day. We just realized that when we add up the Luxin in the tour, and it was like everything was like fall into places. Everything was like in line with the ideas, and it was like concluded with a very nice tour during that third day. Yeah.
Yes, very true, very true. Now, I want to speak with Ma'am John. Ma'am John, I want to go back to you. And being the executive director for PDC, doing all this CPD events and seminars, um, this collaboration with UAP and AIA Hong Kong, how do you see these kinds of ideas and dialogue shaping UAP future CPD seminars, programs, and initiatives?
Well, actually, this is a big opportunity for all the members of the UAP,
Mm-hmm.
and not only our members, but also for our collaborators. Because this is, we are opening the gate of opportunity not only for CPD, and then because
Mm-hmm.
once we are learning all this kind of design and sharing ideas about these new things, we can think that there's something else and more than architecture on our table. So right
Yes.
now we are trying to push the specialization program. So this is one
Mm-hmm.
thing that our members could also try to open their mindset of PDC is not only offering webinars or seminars or just
Mm-hmm.
short-term CPD units that we are giving, but this collaboration with other organizations will open them an idea of what else you can add on as being an architect. So right now we talk about the sustainability, so and then embracing green architecture in your design,
That's true.
embracing and knowing more of the innovation process in our development, something like that. So this is one thing that we can offer to our members, and then yeah, upskilling, and then reskilling as well. Adding more knowledge is really the goal of the PDC. And actually, we would like to convert this dialogue as well. I want to talk to the AIA Hong Kong and the UAP Hong Kong if we can convert this into video on demand material, because there are many members of the UAP na they really want to make habol, no, because they are not being registered on the day itself, but they want to have a replay of our talk and learn from us. So there will be another, I think, another discussion between us internally if we can convert this into video on demand. So this will be offered to the good standing member as well.
And more than Ma'am John, actually more than the CPD points and more than the registration. Honestly, me personally, I want to rewatch the dialogue because it's so enriching. There's so many like key points that I want to go back to. There's so many like information from our panelists, from our speaker that I want to listen to. I missed out on some because we're part of the organizing committee, but I want to rewatch the dialogue because it's such in Tagalog hitik na hitik the information that we gain from that. Now, Ma'am Sheena, I want to go back to you. Supporting what Ma'am Joanne said, this shaping the future initiatives of UAP in terms of scholarship and training. Like, if honestly, if there was, I probably could say misconception about PDC. Our members thought that, probably our members think that PDC is all about CPD seminars and stuff. But no, we also have scholarships and training. So I want to speak to Ma'am Sheena to maybe change the mindset of our members that scholarship and trainings, we also have that in UAP under the PDC. Now, having this kind of event, Ma'am Sheena, what do you think are how could this shape the plans or ideas from the scholarship and training committee?
It doesn't really change the plan of PDC. This is the plan all along with the leadership of National President Joey Manalad, which is member empowerment. Under the PDC, we would like to start offering training. These are longer sessions, longer courses. ED Joanne mentioned the specialization tracks. There are actually 6 tracks right now: project management, hospitality and commercial, green architecture, health facilities architecture, architecture education, and design and build. So hopefully, maybe starting this year and the following future years, we will be able to offer courses to our members that will help them start their specialization journey. This is the micro credentialing of our members. So if you are a UAP member of good standing, you can choose among the specialization courses I've mentioned and start your journey towards specialization, or start your journey towards being a more with your practice, targeting specific typologies as an architect, as a designer. So it's the PDC is a lot more than the seminars. Of course, we are proud of our seminars, but we, with the support of our leadership, si ED Joanne, and of course NEVP Chona and Joey Manalad, these are the programs that we are targeting for this fiscal year.
And that's true. Honestly, it was also, Ma'am, if I may share, it was Ma'am Joanne. I am starting my journey for sustainability. It was Mom Joanne who convinced me to take on that, and I've started some trainings last year. I was also taking some more. I took some more. I took a certification exam this year. I have upcoming more seminars, and I always look forward to seminars of different. I am very very happy because a lot of the certification courses are being collaborated with different UAP chapters. I am so happy to see a lot of those happening in UAP, especially this year, right? So we can, and I'm pretty sure we can um, look forward for a lot more, of course, coming from PDC and coming from the Committee on Scholarship and Trainings. Well, I would like to thank all of you for taking this time for a little reunion and a little debriefing. It was nice working with everyone, and I also had a great and fun conversation with you today. But before I let you go, I would like to ask one last question. So I would like to go around the screen. If there was any personal or professional takeaway from our event, from the collaboration event that happened last week, what are your takeaways, professional or personal? Let me start with our friends from UAP Hong Kong.
Um, for me, personally, my takeaway is to witness and experience. I think the history of UAP and AIA that
Mm-hmm.
made in flash. It was very how do you call it? It was very mind-opening experience for me in handling this event, especially,
Mm-hmm.
and also collaborating with international organization and also collaborating with PDC. And
Mm-hmm.
it was an amazing experience for me. It widens my understanding on how to lead, and also it widens my understanding of architecture of the organization.
That's true.
Yeah, and also my other takeaway is I think we established the strong partnership between AIA Hong Kong, and this is the gateway of I think exchanging ideas,
Yes.
resources, expertise from both organizations. I think this could emerge from the shared goals of allowing architects from both organizations to work together on innovative solutions and address, I guess, regional challenges. Yeah,
That's true.
that's for me.
Okay. Yeah. What about you, Manuel?
Yeah, I think mostly JR mentioned it already, but I think one of the takeaway that I have, or the message of this collaboration, is that uh, UAP National is actually gonna help you if, example, like UAP Hong Kong or other foreign-based chapter uh, want to make this kind of event. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
don't worry. Like you're gonna ask UAP National, and they will help you all throughout. It's because sometimes there's I think in our organization that especially those chapter abroad, right? They are kind of afraid to explore and to do programs such as this kind of big event, but they don't know that UAP National really gonna back you up all throughout. So the message is that don't be afraid to think
Mm-hmm.
outside of the box, and
Yes.
then pitch it to national, and all throughout they will do all of these things and help you and guide you all throughout to make the event successful. Personally, with regards to my take, I think I make a lot of friends along the journey.
Yes.
I met Edie Jo. I met Edie Joanne a long time ago, but then we became more kind of close on how, like, I learned a lot from them, from PDC, CCC, even AIA HK. So we learned a lot of how things they do in their chapter or in their organization. So I'm gonna take that as a learning experience, and definitely I can apply that to next idea that we have in our chapter. Yeah.
Very well said. What about you, Ma'am Sheena?
Um, my takeaway is the word inspiration. I am inspired to collaborate. Again, that word collaborate.
The
I
collaboration,
think
yes.
it's a beautiful word, collaboration. I'm inspired to work more. I
Work
am
more.
inspired to see design through other people's perspectives, other people's practice. I am inspired. It is the past event, the recently concluded event has inspired me. If I were to use just one sentence.
Yeah, that's a really great word. All right, well, Ma'am Joan maybe had a quick problem connection, but so let me go for. Oh, there you go, Ma'am Joan. What about you? What's your takeaway from the event?
Yeah, well, personally, in terms of how the national really helped the what do you call that the chapter who really wants to do this as well, no, beyond the box, ika nga, no. This made me more convinced that yes, in national we really can do it as long as you trust the commission and do not be afraid, just like what happened to the collaboration together with the UAPHK. And then in professional side, I was so happy that being an architect from foreign base, no, being foreign based architect and a way of in our country for more than 2 decades. I really appreciate how the history of architecture and the built environment in the Philippines shape. So we saw the history and the DNA of the Makati through architect Loxin's work and together in collaboration with the SOM. And then now we do have this new blossoming architects in our timeline. So that is one good thing that me being outsider, kumbaga, no, of our country, then seeing all this happening. Hopefully, hopefully there's a lot more developments future developments that embracing what is really resources we already have and we leverage it. That's one thing that I really want to push as well in our country. And hearing what SOM did, or and they discussed about they opened the public space to the people. Well, one thing that I want us to be also to encourage the architects is how we can able to promote or to be part of the in policy making. So that's one professional goal that I have, that we can also insert something in terms of policy, and then that in terms of, well, because here if we open a public space to people, there will be tax exemption to the developers. So I don't want to boil something. I don't want to boil
So,
that I want us to learn as well. How these developers can benefit and our people can benefit if we are doing such development like what SOM discussed to us, opening some space to public and how this benefits the Filipinos.
Yes, very well said as well. And of course, lastly, Eric, we want to hear from you.
Yes, I want to echo a lot of what was already said. At AIA Hong Kong, we always look beyond our city. We're always curious about the region, and as global citizens, how can we really learn from one place to another? And how do we retain the rigor and success of a global city, but also balance with each city's own flavor and culture? I think as architects, we always find our own medium. As architecture firms, we create our own story and style. As an institution, we would love to foster these dialogues, about specificity of a place, but also how we were able to dance with different cultures and influence. And we had a lot of that discussion this time, especially after the scene, at the Speakeasy,
Uh-oh.
what
Yes.
is Hong Kong's culture? What is Filipino culture? How does it affect how we think about our architecture and how we present our architecture, how we export our profession in different parts of the world. I think those are very deep conversation that I think very meaningful for architects to not just work in our office. I was advised by one of senior, don't just work in the office, don't count your work in the office by the hour. Just go out, talk to people, go to experience culture, because architecture is about rethinking and redefining those culture. And I think I really experienced that with this meeting
That's true.
at UAP, and how this could be a good start between AIA Hong Kong and UAP Hong Kong and UAP National in exploring these different cultural contexts and look at architecture as a medium to define our own cultural landscape. So I've learned a lot, and I hope to with all of you.
That's true. That is true. Thank you so much, Eric. And if I may share my personal or professional takeaway, well, I would like to go back to the description of the theme. Um, Ideas met, cultures converged, and visions were shared. And we've had a great event. I'd like to applaud all of you, all the organizing committee from AIA Hong Kong, UAP Hong Kong, from PDC, of course, along with the support from UAP CCC, which I'm also a part of. So I'm happy to be part of PDC and CCC, and as well as, of course, the support from the UAP National and Secretariat. And we've also had a great support from various UAP chapters. So a round of applause to everyone. Virtual applause for a job well done. You guys have outdone yourselves, I must say. And this also. A conversation tonight was a great exchange that reminds me of our mission to keeping members informed, inspired, and involved. So thank you so much. Thank you, Eric. Thank you, Manuel. Thank you, Ma'am
Thank you
John.
very
Thank
much.
you, Ma'am
Thank you.
Sheena. Thank you, JR. Thank you all for your time tonight. And of course, in behalf of CCC, we thank you all. All right, and
Thank you
Thank you
so
so
much
much,
as well.
Ben.
Maraming
Thank you.
salamat.
Maraming
Have
Thank
a
you very
good
much.
night
salamat.
to all.
Bye-bye.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
yes, yeah. All right,
Thank you
Bye.
thank
for
you. Of
getting
course,
us together again.
of
Thank
course, this
you.
is our reunion and debriefing. All right? And of
Yeah,
course, I would
yeah.
like to remind our members to please subscribe, share, and watch. Watch out for the episode 4 of UAP Connect. Also, the EmpowerCast episode, the upcoming EmpowerCast episode on September 18, 2 p.m. And as we carry forward the UAP Thrust, Movers of Progress, may we continue building stronger connections, sparking ideas, and shaping a better future together. Until next time, stay connected and stay inspired. Ako po si Ivan Pineda, and thank you for joining us for this episode. Let's keep the UAP spirit alive. Until our next episode, stay connected with the UAP Connect. Maraming salamat po.
Studio 53, tayo isa, simbolo ng pag-asa, pagkakaunawaan. Sa bawat hakbang, sabay ang sigla, arkitektong naglilingkod para sa bansa. Nagpapaalala, ikaw ay mahalaga, hindi ka nag-iisa sa hamon ng buhay. Tayo'y magkakasama, sa ngiti, tagumpay. Sa harap ng ilaw, may kakaibang sigla.